Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and fellow dreamers, financial independence is often seen as a critical foundation for personal freedom, and for good reason. When an individual is financially independent, they are not constrained by the need to depend on others for their basic needs, desires, or ambitions. For women, this autonomy is particularly powerful, as it enables them to make decisions about their lives without being subject to external control, whether it be from family, society, or economic systems that historically have placed limitations on them. At its core, financial independence is about control. It means having the ability to make choices, whether it's deciding what kind of work you want to do, where you want to live, or how you wish to spend your time. For women, the lack of financial independence has historically been a major source of disempowerment. Without money, women are often forced into roles dictated by others. They may find themselves trapped in unhealthy relationships, limited career paths, or an ongoing cycle of financial dependence that leaves them feeling stuck. Financial independence breaks those chains, offering the ability to determine one's own destiny. Consider the immense freedom that comes with having your own resources. A woman who is financially independent can decide how she wants to live without the pressure of depending on someone else for money. She can leave a toxic relationship, pursue further education, or invest in a career path she's passionate about, without the concern of being trapped in a financially dependent situation. Money gives women the tools to create opportunities, chase dreams, and live life according to their own values and needs. It offers not just the ability to survive, but to thrive, allowing women to create the life they envision without compromise. Beyond personal choices, financial independence also provides a sense of security. When a woman has her own financial resources, she is better equipped to weather life's challenges, be it a health crisis, an economic downturn, or an unexpected change in circumstances. Women who lack financial independence often find themselves vulnerable in such situations, relying on others for support or making decisions that prioritize financial survival over emotional well-being. However, financial independence provides the cushion needed to make decisions that truly align with one's long-term goals and personal well-being. Moreover, financial independence doesn't just enable personal freedom, it can also be a powerful tool for social change. When women have money, they can use it to amplify their voices, support causes they care about, and contribute to social movements. They can invest in businesses, fund nonprofits, or create organizations that address the issues they are passionate about. Financial independence allows women to engage more actively in the world around them, whether through political activism, community development, or education. They become leaders and change makers, able to influence the course of society in ways they couldn't if they were financially constrained. This autonomy also paves the way for future generations. When a woman has financial independence, she can provide her children with better opportunities for education, health care, and overall well-being. This creates a cycle of empowerment, as the next generation benefits from the choices made by financially independent women. In essence, financial independence is not just about the accumulation of wealth, it's about empowerment. It's the ability to live life on one's own terms, to make decisions free from the constraints of financial dependency, and to take control of one's future. For women, achieving financial independence is one of the most powerful steps toward achieving personal freedom, equality, and the opportunity to shape their own lives and the world around them. Historical inequality has played a significant role in shaping the financial and social landscape that women navigate today. For centuries, women were systematically denied access to the resources, opportunities, and rights necessary for financial independence. This historical disadvantage continues to affect women's access to economic power and opportunities, even as we move toward greater gender equality in many parts of the world. Historically, women were often excluded from education and career opportunities, which had lasting effects on their ability to earn money and build wealth. In many societies, the belief that women's primary roles were in the home as wives and mothers limited their access to formal education, particularly in fields that would allow them to enter the workforce on equal footing with men. For centuries, the idea of women being financially independent was seen as unnecessary and even inappropriate. It was believed that a woman's primary concern should be managing the household while her husband or father controlled the financial resources. Even when women did manage to enter the workforce, they faced significant obstacles. For example, in the early days of industrialization, women who worked in factories or as domestic servants were often paid far less than their male counterparts for performing the same work. This wage gap, which persists today in various forms, was a reflection of the belief that women's labor was less valuable than men's labor, regardless of the skill level or hours worked. In many cases, women were also subjected to stricter working conditions and were excluded from high-paying, skilled jobs. In addition to limited access to education and unequal wages, women also faced legal and cultural restrictions that hindered their financial autonomy. For much of history, women were not allowed to own property, enter into contracts, or make independent financial decisions. In many parts of the world, a woman's financial rights were tied to the men in her life, whether her father, husband, or brother. This lack of legal and economic agency further cemented women's dependence on men and limited their ability to accumulate wealth or assets. The lack of access to financial resources also perpetuated gender-based stereotypes. Women were often portrayed as being incapable of handling money or making sound financial decisions, reinforcing the idea that they should remain dependent on men. These stereotypes were perpetuated not only in the workplace, but also in cultural and societal norms, further restricting women's financial autonomy and contributing to the idea that their worth was not tied to their financial contributions. As we entered the 20th century, progress was made toward women's financial equality. Women fought for and gained access to education, the right to vote, and the ability to enter the workforce in greater numbers. However, many of the deep-rooted systems that historically limited women's financial freedom continued to persist. The gender pay gap, for example, is a direct consequence of this historical inequality and continues to be a significant challenge. Women of color, in particular, have faced compounded discrimination, earning even less than their white counterparts in many industries. While significant strides have been made toward achieving gender equality in the modern world, the effects of historical inequality still linger. Women today continue to encounter barriers to financial independence, and the legacy of centuries of exclusion and discrimination continues to impact women's ability to build wealth and access economic opportunities. Addressing these inequalities requires not only challenging existing gender biases, but also actively working to dismantle the systemic barriers that continue to hold women back from achieving full financial autonomy. In conclusion, historical inequality has played a fundamental role in shaping the economic position of women in society. From restricted access to education and employment to legal and cultural barriers, women have long faced significant challenges in achieving financial independence. Though progress has been made, the impact of these historical disadvantages still resonates today, reminding us of the work that remains to be done to ensure true financial equality for women. Financial empowerment holds the potential to transform not only the lives of individual women, but also the communities and societies in which they live. When women are financially empowered, they gain the ability to make decisions that directly impact their well-being, their families, and even the broader society.
This empowerment fosters a cycle of positive change that can ripple through generations, creating lasting improvements in quality of life and opportunities for future success.
The most immediate impact of financial empowerment is the increase in personal autonomy. A woman with financial independence can make choices based on her own values, needs, and desires, rather than being forced into decisions due to financial dependency. Whether it's choosing where to live, what kind of work to pursue, or how to allocate resources for her family, financial empowerment allows women to act in their best interests without being beholden to others. This freedom is not just about making choices for oneself, but also about creating a space where women can take risks, explore new ventures, and pursue goals without fear of financial instability. Moreover, financially empowered women are better equipped to contribute to the broader economy. They are more likely to start businesses, invest in education, and create job opportunities that benefit not only themselves, but also their communities. Women entrepreneurs, in particular, play a vital role in fostering innovation and driving economic growth. Research shows that when women start businesses, they tend to reinvest their earnings into their families and communities, contributing to improved standards of living. They are more likely to focus on sectors such as healthcare, education, and sustainable development, which ultimately lead to more holistic, community-centered growth. The financial empowerment of women also has significant implications for poverty alleviation. Women are often the primary caregivers in families and communities, and when they have financial resources, they can direct funds towards improving the well-being of their families. This includes better access to healthcare, nutrition, education, and housing, all of which are critical components in breaking the cycle of poverty. By having the means to provide for their children and dependents, women ensure that the next generation has a stronger foundation for success. Financially empowered women are also more likely to advocate for policies that improve social services, healthcare, and educational opportunities for families, creating a lasting impact on societal well-being. In addition to improving family and community life, the financial empowerment of women plays a pivotal role in advancing gender equality. When women control their own finances, they gain a level of power and influence that helps challenge traditional gender roles. It shifts the power dynamic in households and communities, enabling women to have a greater voice in decisions that affect their lives. Financially independent women are less likely to tolerate domestic abuse or exploitation, and they are more likely to demand equal treatment in the workplace. The ability to make choices based on their financial independence can lead to women advocating for equal pay, workplace rights, and better representation in leadership positions, ultimately contributing to the dismantling of patriarchal systems. Another powerful effect of financial empowerment is its influence on education. Women who are financially independent are more likely to invest in their own education, acquire new skills, and pursue career opportunities that they may have otherwise been unable to access. Furthermore, financially empowered women are more likely to ensure that their children, especially daughters, receive a quality education. This generational impact is profound, as education is one of the most effective tools for lifting individuals and communities out of poverty and achieving long-term prosperity. Ultimately, the impact of financial empowerment extends far beyond the individual woman. It is a force for societal transformation. Financially empowered women contribute to stronger economies, healthier families, more vibrant communities, and a more equitable society. The ripple effects of women's financial independence can be felt across generations, creating a world where gender equality is the norm, not the exception. By empowering women with the tools, resources, and opportunities to take control of their financial futures, we lay the groundwork for a brighter, more inclusive future for all. Barriers to economic equality are deeply entrenched in societal, institutional, and cultural structures, making it difficult for many women to achieve financial independence and success. These barriers manifest in various forms, from unequal pay and limited access to opportunities to cultural norms and legal restrictions that disproportionately affect women. Despite significant progress toward gender equality, these barriers continue to hinder women's ability to achieve economic equality and prevent them from fully realizing their potential in the workplace, business, and broader society. One of the most prominent barriers to economic equality is the gender pay gap, which persists across industries and countries. Women, on average, earn less than men for performing the same or equivalent work. This wage disparity is not only a result of direct discrimination, but also stems from broader systemic issues, such as the devaluation of work typically performed by women. Jobs in fields like healthcare, education, and social services, which are often dominated by women, tend to be lower paying than male-dominated fields, such as engineering, technology, and finance. The result is that women are not only paid less for the same work, but are also less likely to be in high-paying sectors to begin with. This pay gap contributes to a long-term wealth disparity, as women earn less over their lifetimes, which limits their ability to accumulate savings, invest in assets, or build financial security for themselves and their families. Another significant barrier is the lack of access to equal opportunities in education and training. Historically, women have faced restrictions on access to higher education and vocational training, particularly in fields that offer high-paying career opportunities. Although progress has been made in many countries, women are still underrepresented in certain areas such as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics (STEM), which continue to offer lucrative career paths. The lack of encouragement for women to pursue these fields, coupled with gender biases in educational settings, contributes to their limited participation in well-paying industries. Without access to the same educational opportunities as men, women are often confined to lower-wage jobs and have fewer options for upward mobility. The gendered division of labor in households also presents a significant barrier to economic equality. Women are more likely to take on caregiving responsibilities for children, elderly relatives, or other dependents. This caregiving burden often limits women's ability to participate fully in the workforce, particularly in full-time or high-paying roles. The expectation that women will bear the primary responsibility for caregiving combined with a lack of affordable and accessible childcare creates a barrier that prevents women from advancing in their careers or pursuing entrepreneurial opportunities. The challenge of balancing work and family responsibilities often leads to women taking career breaks or settling for part-time work, which in turn reduces their earnings potential and long-term career growth. Another major barrier to economic equality is the underrepresentation of women in leadership positions and decision-making roles. Whether in government, business, or other sectors, women remain significantly underrepresented in top leadership roles. This lack of representation creates a cycle where women have less influence over economic policy, business practices, and workplace norms. When women are excluded from these positions of power, their perspectives and needs are often overlooked, leading to policies and practices that do not fully address the challenges women face in achieving economic equality. Moreover, the absence of female role models and mentors in leadership positions can discourage other women from aspiring to such roles and limit their career advancement opportunities. Legal and institutional barriers also contribute to economic inequality. In many countries, women face legal restrictions on property ownership, inheritance, or access to financial services. In some regions, laws still exist that limit women's ability to open bank accounts, sign contracts, or take out loans without the permission of a male relative or spouse. These legal constraints not only prevent women from achieving financial independence, but also expose them to economic vulnerability and exploitation. Even in countries where such laws have been reformed, outdated gender norms and cultural expectations continue to shape the way women interact with the legal and financial systems. The cultural and social norms surrounding gender roles also present a formidable barrier to economic equality. In many societies, women are still expected to prioritize family responsibilities over personal or professional ambitions. These expectations can limit women's career aspirations and financial independence, as they are often expected to sacrifice personal growth and economic success for the benefit of their families. Additionally, women are often discouraged from negotiating salaries or asking for raises, as this behavior is sometimes seen as socially unacceptable or aggressive. These societal norms perpetuate the idea that women should be content with lower pay and fewer opportunities, reinforcing existing barriers to economic equality. In conclusion, the barriers to economic equality for women are multifaceted and deeply rooted in societal structures. From wage disparities and limited access to education and training to caregiving responsibilities and cultural expectations, women face significant challenges in achieving financial independence and success. Overcoming these barriers requires systemic change, including policy reforms, equal access to education and career opportunities, and a shift in societal attitudes towards gender roles. Only by addressing these barriers can we create a more equitable world where women have the same opportunities to thrive economically as men. The value of a person, particularly a woman, extends far beyond the mere accumulation of wealth. While financial independence is undeniably important for providing opportunities and security, it is crucial to recognize that a woman's worth cannot be solely defined by the amount of money she possesses. In fact, the intrinsic value of a woman lies in her skills, character, contributions, and the impact she makes on the world around her. These qualities transcend material wealth and serve as the true foundation of her values, shaping her identity and the lives of those she touches. At the heart of this value is the idea of self-worth. A woman's sense of value should not be tied to external markers such as wealth, beauty, or societal status. Instead, it should stem from her own understanding of her abilities, passions, and the contributions she makes to her community, family, or workplace. A woman's creativity, intellect, kindness, resilience, and emotional strength are qualities that define her, and these characteristics contribute to the overall well-being of society. While financial resources can amplify a person's ability to act and influence the world, these inherent qualities often have a more lasting and profound impact. Furthermore, the value of a woman is reflected in her ability to nurture, build relationships, and inspire others. Women often play central roles in their families and communities, providing emotional support, offering guidance, and contributing to social cohesion. The work that women do, whether at home, in the workplace, or in volunteer roles, often goes unrecognized in traditional economic terms, but it is no less important. The emotional labor of raising children, caring for the elderly, and fostering connections among people is immeasurable. It creates the foundation for stronger, healthier communities and societies. These contributions are not easily quantifiable in monetary terms, but they are indispensable to the social fabric. In addition, the value of a woman goes beyond her financial success and contributions to her family. It is also seen in her ability to challenge societal norms, break barriers, and advocate for justice. Many women have changed the course of history, not by amassing wealth, but by fighting for equality, education, and rights for others. Their courage, conviction, and persistence in the face of adversity have inspired movements and brought about significant change. These contributions cannot be measured by financial success, but are perhaps the most powerful and enduring forms of value. Women who stand up for what is right, who lead with compassion and vision, leave a lasting legacy that goes beyond money and material wealth. Another important aspect of a woman's value is her ability to educate and empower future generations. Women who invest time in teaching their children, mentoring others, or sharing their knowledge play an integral role in shaping the future. They impart not only academic knowledge, but also values, ethics, and life skills that will influence the next generation's approach to life, work, and relationships. These efforts have long-term effects on the social and economic development of communities. Education and empowerment are priceless, as they provide individuals with the tools to succeed and thrive, irrespective of financial circumstances. Additionally, a woman's worth is found in her pursuit of personal growth and fulfillment. It is essential to recognize that personal development, whether through education, artistic expression, spiritual growth, or self-reflection, contributes to a person's well-being and overall happiness. A woman's journey towards self-discovery and her ability to stay true to herself, regardless of external pressures or expectations, can have a profound effect on her own life and the lives of those around her. A woman who invests in her personal growth cultivates self-confidence, resilience, and a sense of purpose that is invaluable, even if not directly tied to her financial situation. In the modern world, where the emphasis on material wealth is often placed on a pedestal, it is essential to remember that a woman's true value is not limited to her financial achievements. While money is a tool that provides security and opportunities, the worth of a woman lies in her essence, her character, her contributions, her relationships, and her ability to impact the world in meaningful ways. By recognizing and celebrating the value beyond money, we can create a more inclusive and holistic understanding of worth, one that transcends financial metrics and acknowledges the full richness of a woman's life and potential. This broader view of value allows for a more equitable society where women are celebrated not just for what they have, but for who they are and what they give to the world. A call to action is a powerful tool that motivates individuals to take meaningful steps toward change, progress, and growth. When it comes to addressing issues such as gender inequality, financial independence, and empowerment, a call to action becomes even more crucial. It is not enough to simply recognize the challenges that women face. We must actively work to dismantle the barriers, challenge outdated norms, and create systems that support women's advancement. A call to action demands a shift from passive awareness to active participation, urging each of us to take responsibility for creating a more equitable and inclusive society. The first step in responding to a call to action is acknowledging the problem. Women still face significant obstacles in achieving economic equality, with barriers such as the gender pay gap, lack of access to education, and limited career advancement opportunities. These issues are not isolated, they are deeply rooted in historical, social, and cultural contexts. By recognizing these barriers, we can better understand the systemic changes that need to be made to create a level playing field for women. This awareness is the first step in making a meaningful difference, as it equips individuals and communities with the knowledge necessary to challenge inequality. Next, the call to action encourages us to engage with the systems and institutions that perpetuate gender-based disparities. Governments, organizations, and businesses all have a responsibility to ensure that women have access to the same opportunities and resources as men. This involves implementing policies that promote equal pay for equal work, creating pathways for women to advance in leadership roles, and ensuring that women are not discriminated against in hiring or workplace practices. As individuals, we can advocate for these policies, support organizations working toward gender equality, and hold decision makers accountable for their actions. Whether through voting, activism, or supporting women-led initiatives, we have the power to influence change at the structural level. At the same time, it is essential to encourage personal empowerment. A call to action also calls on women to invest in themselves, to seek out the opportunities, education, and experiences that will allow them to grow and thrive. Financial independence is one of the key elements of empowerment, as it allows women to make decisions that align with their values and goals. Women should be encouraged to take risks, to start businesses, and to pursue careers that challenge societal expectations. Support systems such as mentorship, networking, and access to resources are crucial for enabling women to succeed. It's important to recognize that empowerment is not just about financial success, it's about creating spaces for women to pursue their passions, ambitions, and dreams. Another critical aspect of the call to action is shifting societal norms and attitudes. Gender stereotypes continue to influence how women are perceived in the workplace, at home, and in society. We must challenge the traditional notions of gender roles that confine women to certain professions or responsibilities. Men and boys must be included in this conversation as allies, recognizing that the fight for gender equality benefits everyone, not just women. Men can support women by advocating for equal opportunities, sharing household responsibilities, and encouraging women to pursue their dreams without fear of judgment or limitations. Moreover, the call to action extends beyond individual actions. It encompasses collective efforts to create lasting cultural change. Social movements, advocacy, and community building efforts play a pivotal role in transforming the way society views and treats women. It is vital to foster a culture of inclusivity, respect, and support, where women are valued for their contributions, their intelligence, and their leadership. By collaborating with others, whether in the workplace, educational settings, or social spaces, we can build a strong network of allies who are committed to changing the narrative and fighting for gender equality. In the end, a call to action is not just about responding to a problem, it is about creating a vision for the future, a future where women are free from discrimination, where they have the tools to thrive, and where their contributions are recognized and valued equally. Every action, no matter how small, has the potential to create a ripple effect that leads to lasting change. Whether through policy reforms, personal empowerment, or challenging societal attitudes, each of us can play a part in shaping a more inclusive, equitable world for women. This is not just a call for women to act, but for everyone to be a part of the movement toward true equality. It's time to take action to be part of the solution, and to ensure that the future is one where all individuals, regardless of gender, can reach their full potential. In conclusion, let us commit ourselves to a future where the question, if a woman has no money, is no longer an obstacle to her success. Let's create a world where women have the resources they need to dream big and live boldly, knowing that they are not limited by their financial circumstances. Together, we can ensure that every woman, everywhere, has the money and the power to shape her own future. Thank you.